What is up, guys? My name is Jan, and welcome back. Welcome back to Java 3D Java game development. Um, okay, yeah. So I haven't done anything obviously since we left off. I'm probably gonna stop saying that at the start of every video. Um, but yeah, there are a few things I want to talk about today, and I promised last time we would get to rendering pixels and stuff to the screen, but that's not gonna happen today. Just because I actually have to explain a bunch of stuff today. And today we're basically going to talk about arrays because they are very, very important. Okay. Um, First thing real quick is I want to add two things to our running, and that is tick and render. Um, Real quick, tick is going to basically handle like the time, and like the frames per second, like that sort of stuff. And the well, not really, but stuff to do with timing. And the render is obviously going to deal with rendering things to the screen. And we'll have to create methods real quick. No, I'll type it out. Type it out just for you guys. So public void. I could probably go private actually. Private void tick and private void render. And we're not going to touch that for now. But the thing we're going to do now is we're going to create a new class. So you can right click here, go new class, and we're going to call it render. I'm just going to call it render for now. And we're going to put it into a subfolder in Mindfront called graphics. Because graphics is going to basically contain all the stuff that's going to actually render stuff to our screen, and this is sort of going to be our main rendering class. Hit finish. Okay, so for this, I want to put a few things actually. Let's go back into display.java real quick and actually make it private render. Okay, and we'll have to import it actually because it's in a different folder. It's in a different package. Okay, so we're gonna create three integers. Yeah, three. Three is fine. We're gonna make them public so that we can see them inside our display.java class. And this is where it's gonna get a bit interesting. After int, we're gonna put square brackets, open and closing, and pixels. Okay. I'll explain this in a minute. Actually, should I do this first? Okay. I'll make the constructor first. Okay, and this is going to have, obviously we need to do this. This is just standard Java thing. And pixels equals new int width times height. Okay, let's talk about this code real quick. Actually, not real quick, because this is pretty much all we're going to do today, because I really want to explain this properly. So basically what we're doing is we're creating... we'll do that later. We'll explain it first. What we're doing is we're creating three variables. We're creating the width, which will actually inherit... Okay. I thought we made a method last time. Must not have. Oh, constructor, sorry. Public display and screen equals new screen and width height. Okay. Screen render. Screen is something completely different, which we'll do. I don't know why I'm doing that right now. Okay. Yeah, okay, let's talk about this first, then I'll get onto that. Width is going to be sort of inherited by this. It's pretty hard to explain. Okay, let's talk about this constructor. I'll talk about this in a minute. We basically made a constructor with two parameters, width and height. With this dot width equals width, we're saying that this width is equal to this width. And this width this width is comes from here, okay? And this width is equal to 800. So effectively, we're well, effectively we're saying that we're initializing an integer of 800 here. But we have to set it up this way so that we can use it in this class, and in this way, which will in this way in an array, which we'll talk about in about 5 seconds. Has it been 5 seconds? I think so. Okay, so these square brackets are indicating that this integer is going to be an array, and what an array is it's spelled like this, by the way. You probably heard of it before if you've done programming. What an array is it's a bunch of it's a bunch of variables of the same type. So I thought long and hard. That's what she said. I thought long and hard about how to explain this, and I think that the best way to do it is this. First of all, pixels are literally pixels on the screen. We've just created that name just so that it's easier for you guys to understand. And out of the pixels, we're creating the array. So we're creating a large number of variables. And the number of variables we're creating is width times height, which is 800 times 600, which is 8 times 6 is 48, about 480,000. Let me just check that. 400, what am I doing? 800 times 600. Yeah, 480,000. My maths is perfect. You have to be good at maths if you want to be a programmer, that's for sure. I'm not actually a programmer, but this is more like a hobby for me. Anyway, so we have to create. So basically, what this is doing is it's creating 480,000 variables, and the best way to think of this is in CompaintNet. If we generate a grid, and we'll make this really small. Okay, that's quite small. Each one of these. Oh. Okay, let me just back up real quick. Maybe 5 or 4 or something. Okay, think of this. Each one of these is a pixel on our screen, right? And we need, whoa. We obviously need 800 by 600 pixels, because that's the value. So I've got 2 monitors here. I wish I could record both of them somehow, but it's not going to happen. We have chosen for our window size at the moment to be 800 by 600, so we want to render an area of 800 by 600. In order to do that, especially without from scratch, what you need to do is you need to pretty much initialize each one of those pixels. So each one of those 480,000 pixels at the moment, if we increase this resolution, that number's going to go up quite a bit. So basically what this is creating is it's assigning the array it's assigning 480,000 variables to an array which is assigned to this variable called pixels. So pixels is taking on 480,000 variables. That's quite a bit. So basically the way that Java does this is if I open up Notepad, is it assigns them from numbers 0 to 399. Sorry, 480,000, so 479,999, and that's going to equal, obviously, 480,000 total variables, total numbers. So, I guess the best way to think of this, if you're really basic in Java, is instead of us going public instead of us just going integer, say pixel1 equals, I don't know, 1, and doing this basically 480,000 times, but of course changing the name. Instead of us doing that, we can just sort of make one variable, one line of code, and that'll handle all of that. And the other thing is if we decide to increase it, well, I guess that you could definitely see that there's not much explaining to do here. You can definitely see why we need arrays and why we use them. And yeah, so that's arrays. Next time we will hopefully move on to actually drawing pixels on the screen. I'm not sure how much code that will take. I haven't written it yet. We'll do that. We'll do that live next time. Screw it. We'll do it live. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye.